So this is the incoming majority caucus behind me. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it going to be great when we have real leadership in the House and you people don't have to stay here all night for hours and hours and you don't know what's going on? And we don't know what's going on. I was here and they gave me a list of 50 bills. At what time? Probably 7, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And they said, here's what we're going to do. And it was, let's give illegal aliens to driver's license, illegal aliens driver's licenses. And let's allow people to change their gender identity on their driver's license. And then we're going to establish these crazy nurse ratios. And you start looking at all that, the hospitals, there aren't even enough nurses to do them. And you start looking at the list of all the things they were planning on doing. And then they come and they say, oh, never mind. We kept you here for hours until midnight or whatever it was. We're going to vote on, what was it? It was something about teaching organ donation in schools. And is that why we're all here? No, we're not. We're here, I just want to be clear, we're here for 3 things. All right, the Republican caucus is here for 3 things. I've made that perfectly clear to Speaker Tate and the governor and Leader Brinks and everybody in the state. The 3 things are, we're here to fix the roads, we're here to protect our restaurant workers and our restaurant industry that's been ravaged by the Whitmer administration and Democrats during the pandemic and activist courts, and our restaurant workers are about to lose their jobs because of Democrat inaction in the House, all right? And we're here to protect our small businesses and workers with the earned sick, the sick credit, or what is it called? Earned sick leave policy. All right, it has an acronym. What is it? ESTA. Who came up with that? ESTA. But that's what we're here to do. The sick leave policy, the tip credit, and the minimum wage, and fix the roads. These are the issues people care about. And I know with the sick leave policies, there's a lot of unintended consequences of an activist court rewriting the law. People that have good earned sick leave policies are going to lose those policies because of this court-forced mandate in this new legislation they forced on us. And so you're going to have a really good sick leave plan with your employer, but the government is going to say, you've got to do this other one instead. And people are, when they find out about it, are going to be furious because they're going to have less time to take vacation, and they're going to have less time, especially early in the year, to take time off to see a doctor. This is a court-forced crisis, and so we need to be up here doing the things that matter to the people of Michigan. And you see these bills they put up, the lessons the Democrats learned from the election. Let's raise the gas tax 19 cents. Let's raise vehicle registration fees. Let's charge you taxes on your water bill. And you keep going through all these things. These guys are crazy. They don't understand why they just lost the election. They lost the election because they focus on this stuff, these crazy, divisive social issues that only small amount of people care about, most of which are in their far left radical wing of their caucus and up in the gallery when they let people in. So I'm just saying, we're done. We're done with it. So my message, and this caucus's message to Speaker Tate is, put up legislation right now to keep the earned sick leave policies alive and to protect our restaurant workers, and we aren't going to come back on the floor today until that happens.
Bravo.
All right? And if there are bills that they put up that will help our roads, that would be a good thing too, all right? But I'm just saying, if they don't do it today, based on our schedule, because of the process, the 5-day rule, which I'll let you guys explain to the public what that is, but because of the 5-day rule in our Constitution, if they don't do it today, based on the session schedule, the sick leave policy, the minimum wage, and the roads conversations, those are all dead, all right? And so, you saw what's going on up there. I mean, we're here for hours. Remember, they said, we're here at 9 a.m. I mean, I don't even know what time it is. It's 1:11. We haven't done anything. And then the first thing they put up is some bill that all 110 of us would vote for. But I tell you, we've been here for days and there have been no conversations going on these issues. So my thing is just, my advice to Speaker Tate is put those bills up today, keep those conversations alive, commit to real conversations that'll help Michigan workers, that'll fix our roads and protect our small businesses and restaurants, or adjourn, just adjourn. Because there's nothing worth doing here when you look at this list of bills they're trying to do. I mean, it's absolutely crazy, the bills. So that's fine. We go home, and real leaders, these people behind me, we're ready on day one to make the tough decisions that Speaker Tate won't do today to fight for working people across Michigan and our small businesses and restaurants, and to finally do something Democrats have talked about for 6 years. Fix the damn roads. We'll just do it. I put out a plan, we'll do it. We're going to bring accountability back to state government, and we're going to get value for your tax dollars. Right? I mean, they told me, you see this committee hearing Jim Hodsma had, the election denier, who, how many times did he lose? 3 times? He lost once, and then they retabulated, he lost again, and then the recount he lost. He lost 3 times. And so he comes up here and he has a committee hearing. He drops a binder on the desk and says, we don't have time for testimony. We're here in the middle of the night. And I don't know if they were letting people in or not, honestly. I don't know. It's hard. They don't tell us why, but half the time they don't let anybody in the room, and then other times they do. Normally when Beth LeBlanc calls them out, you notice 5 minutes later, oh, there's no threat anymore. Interesting. But anyway, I'm just saying, so in this committee hearing that we're in, they go in, they don't tell anybody what it is. They drop a binder on the desk and they say, we don't have time to hear from the public. We're going to vote through, what is it, a $20 billion addition to the state pension fund? 25? 25 billion. See, $25 billion addition to the state pension fund that's going to, but yet these people say, oh, we can't find $2.7 billion to fix the roads. It doesn't exist without raising the gas tax and registration fees and tolling. But we can drop $25 billion liability into the state pension fund, which isn't funded, mostly because of them. So I'm just saying, like, that nobody believes this stuff anymore. So we'll go back to our offices, we'll go out, and we'll come back when Speaker Tate is ready to fight for working people. That's what we're going to do. And if they don't do it, they should adjourn. We'll come back next year and we'll solve the problems people care about. Yeah. So that's my statement. I don't know. Do you think I should take questions? Does Tate take questions? I guess I'll take a couple. All right. I just, Tate wouldn't take your questions. He's been hiding. Yeah, they should ask Tate questions. I know, but they can't find him. Yeah.
Does this act of protest mean that negotiations with the governor and Democratic legislative leaders have stalled out? And if so, what made you all reach this impasse?
Well, I guess you would say that. Those of you that stayed last night, and I give them credit, some of you stayed very late at night, and all of your time is valuable. Our time's valuable. The sergeant's time is valuable. You think about them and all the clerks and other people that work around here just to stand around and do nothing all night and all day. We could have spent that time negotiating. No, we just stood that time waiting. So, yeah, I think we've come to that point. The point is this. Today is the last day under our session schedule that something could move under the 5-day rule to keep those conversations alive. So if they're not going to do it, then it's dead and the conversation's ended. That's the deal. And so we're saying put it up today, and then we'll come back out on the floor and we'll vote for it. And we'll vote for other bipartisan ideas too. But if all they're going to do is sit up there and caucus, strategize, keep us here till 10 p.m., and then put up some bill about changing people's gender identity on their driver's licenses, we don't need to be here.
What if the speaker doesn't call the House?
Well, I hope you'll point out, if he does, why didn't he do that for Rachel Hood? I mean, Rachel Hood is just sitting in her office all last week, and the Democrats aren't able to do anything. Reggie Miller wasn't here. I mean, how many days? I'm just pointing out, how many days over the last 2 years did these people not show up to work? We were all here on many of those days. When we were in majority, we never had that problem. So I'm just saying, these people don't show up to the work, and they don't call a call of the House. So they're going to call a call of the House for us to come in so they can ram through some bill to give illegal aliens driver's licenses, or to force a national popular vote on the people of Michigan, or to significantly increase the pension liability for the people of Michigan. I mean, they can do that, but then I'd be pretty mad if I were one of those Democrat members and I said, well, why didn't you have the guts to do that, to pass our radical left-wing extreme agenda? So, I mean, you did some great job reporting on some of the things that some of his members think, but I don't think they'd be happy if he brought us out on the floor that way, because he never treated any of them that way. They're the ones who wasted this whole year doing nothing, if you think about it. I mean, what did we even do? We passed a budget, they banned natural gas, and that was it. That's all we've done all year, pretty much.
Do you have hope for a deal on any of these things, roads, or is it dead?
Well, I'll just be clear. I mean, when I'm the speaker next year and these leaders are running, we'll get a deal. And we'll get a deal. And it's a lot easier than the politicians make it to get a deal. You look, 6 years, they couldn't come up with a roads plan. I put one out right away. And it was a very good plan. And the schools were held harmless. And they're going to do very well under the plan. But I'm just saying, yeah, we'll put a plan. We'll pass it through the House very easily on all three of these things. Roads, something Democrats have not done in 6 years. And remember, not one Democrat had the guts to actually introduce the 45-cent gas tax increase. The sick leave policies and the minimum wage. We'll do that right away. It'll be very easily done. And then we'll have real negotiations. And the other thing we'll do is we'll keep people informed. So you guys will know what's going on, which is kind of refreshing with the secrecy around here.
Are you open to a 6-month delay in order to kind of changes to back retention?
Well, I'll tell you this, if we don't move vehicle bills today on issues like the sick leave and the tip credit, the minimum wage, and the roads, then it doesn't matter what I'm open to, because it's all dead because of the Democrats.
It sounds like the Democrats are voting on those right now. While you guys were in the caucus in the first place, they voted on the sex extortion bill. Are you afraid of missing votes and taking how that will look on the House struggle?
Yeah, I think you look at the body of work the last 2 years and the stories that were written about it and the television ads, and then you see that every single one of our incumbents returned and won by more than they did 2 years ago. The people of Michigan care about is that their representatives are fighting for the small businesses of their districts, to fix the roads, and to improve life for workers, which would happen if we fix the sick leave policy. And
It's been suggested that the Senate Majority Leader is not in favor of a change to the tip wage. I mean, even if you were to get this through the House, there's no guarantee that the Senate would act on it. I guess, do you want to that know, or?
Well, I would just say this. If Speaker Tate doesn't have the courage to put those bills on the board today, just to keep the conversation alive and allow us to negotiate into next week on real issues people care about, like the minimum wage, helping our restaurants, saving tips, improving the sick leave policies so they work for Michigan workers and small businesses, and fixing our roads. If he doesn't have the courage to do that, it doesn't matter when he brings things.
When are you all driving home?
What?
Is there a certain time today when you all are planning to drive home and leave Lansing?
Well, I think we'll see. I mean, let's hope that Speaker Tate puts the bills up. It'll never happen. But if he doesn't, it doesn't matter, because we're not doing anything serious here anyway. I mean, we'll just stand around for the next 8 hours, and then they'll put up some bill that, what will it do? It'll do something that nobody even cares about. It'll be like defining the state mouse or something. I mean, that's the kind of stuff these people are doing. Yeah, changing the flag, creating some commission that doesn't matter about, nobody cares about that stuff. And meanwhile, and then they wonder, why have we been here 6 years without our roads fixed? It's because of this stuff. So you're going to see real leadership.
59,
Oh, I'm sure Speaker Tate will make a decision before then, you know? So, thanks, everybody.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next time.
Oh, you got next.